Hey. I hope that was sufficiently entertaining. And it got somebody in here. So, you know. Good enough. Alright. Oh, you know, the worst part of this is that I'm gonna constantly have to explore. Oh. If people like show up later, I'm gonna constantly have to explain what's going on. That'll be fine. It's not really a hard concept to explain, in all fairness. Alright. This is one of the few times I don't have my earbuds. This feels a bit weird, but I don't really need them for this stream since I'm just gonna be mainly talking, and then mainly I have to actually just focus on making the video that I want to get out of this. Alright, so first of all, I have to add some tiers, actually. Actually, do I? Yeah, you know, we'll do it. We'll add some tiers. So add a row below, add a row below, add a row below. Okay, so we're gonna change this to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, that's 6. 6, 7, 8, And then we'll put 2 more. Fine. Done. Yes, I know there's drops on my channel. Thank you, Twitch. Okay, anyway. I like how this just makes absolutely no sense right now to anybody who's watching it, and hopefully it'll make sense in a minute. Now we change this one blue. Next blue. More blue. And then pink. Okay. So, to explain what's actually... Sorry, my stream was laggy. Did you say what this tier list is about? No, actually, I was just about to do that right now, actually. So today, essentially, what I'm doing is... I want to start making more, like, short-form content a bit. So I want to, like, you know, make some stuff for TikTok or YouTube Shorts. So what I'm going to do today is... I'm going to basically rank every character of every element. So, like, I'm going to put all the fire characters, and then I'm going to rank how good they are. Or, like, how much how good I personally think they are. So I'm going to do that so I can basically get, like, a traditional longer form video out of it. But then also I can heavily cut it down and put it into a TikTok format for... you know, to hopefully boost engagement, have other people see it on the channel, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know how many of these I'm gonna do today. It kind of depends on how long I feel like taking with this. I don't think it's gonna be a super intensive process, but, you know, you never know. So, and then I don't think there's anything with more than 10 characters, but we are going to check real quick. We're gonna look this up real quick. Go back to full screen because I can switch like this. Alright. So we have physical, fire. Fire's got a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Eee. I need 11 tiers for this? My goodness. Is fire the biggest one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're not out yet. 7, 8, 9. Okay. Yeah, so fire's the biggest, so I might do fire last. Yeah, okay. I love your birds as your new tab. It is probably my favorite thing that they had in the free stuff on Google. It's from a Hispanic artist as well, so I'm like, oh, yeah. Gotta get me some of that. Okay. Actually, what do I feel like starting with? Who has the least amount of characters? It's Wind still, isn't it? Yeah, okay, it's Wind. And also, we're still not getting a Wind character anytime soon, because... my god. They really, really dislike Wind. Alright, that seems good. I am real quick gonna go advertise this in the Discord, so that if anybody wants to join and watch, at member making tier list live on come join. Yeah, that seems good. I should start including a link with this, shouldn't I? That's probably a better choice than not. Just trying to get a link out here, man. Jesus. Oh, there we go. Share to. Copy. Alright, there we go. Paste. Paste. There we go. Okay. So now that I've got that decided, I am now going to go set up the wind tier list. So let me see. I need you. I need him. Bronya is wind, which I've never understood still. I do not agree. Black Swan. Ho. Blade. Luca, Luocha, Silverwolf. Robin, Buddha. I'm missing someone. Who am I missing? Arlen, Hook, Natasha, Shui, Sushong. What wind character am I missing? Anya, Topaz, Jingliu, Gweniphen, Lynx. Oh, Fei Xiao. Yeah, because there's only 7. It's like, should not be that hard. Okay. So, let me move all these guys up here. Okay. I feel like some people should not be wind, but just me. Yeah, I really, like, I've never quite understood why Bronya, of all characters, is wind, but, I mean, that's on me, I guess. Then, I think, like, Dan Heng is wind, that's perfectly fine. Sampo, he kind of makes sense. Like, I'm not going to be overly critical of Sampo as wind. Black Swan, I don't mind being wind. Same with Huohuo. Fei Xiao, it does make sense with her whole dynamic. Blade is a bit... I don't know. I don't know what I would change Blade to, is the thing. But Blade is, like... I feel like he doesn't quite fit, but I don't know what I would put him into instead. And then Bronya, yeah, I don't get why Bronya is wind. I guess it's entirely because of her skill set, but that's still a bit weird to me. What do I know? I was gonna say, there's a few that I've always had complaints about, like the fact that Lynx is Quantum. I've still never quite understood that one, actually, why Lynx is Quantum, but hey. Oh well, I guess. Okay. I think for a sec I thought Black Swan was electric like Kafka. Honestly, that wouldn't be awful. Like, I could see it. Probably because they needed more Quantum users. How many Quantum are in the game right now? One. Okay, so Wind is the lowest in the game, and Quantum has 1 more than Wind. Okay, so you're probably not entirely wrong, but it just bothers me that Lynx is from the ice planet. I get that Serval wasn't. Like, Japard is ice, but Serval isn't. But Serval is also literally using an electric guitar. That's weird. I mean, it depends on when Lynx was added in. Lynx was added in pretty early, actually. I think Lynx was added in, like, over half a year ago? Lynx has been in the game for a while. Because Quantum already... By the time Lynx came out, Quantum already had Xing Shui, Zila, Silverwolf, and Fu Xuan. Because Fu Xuan and Lynx came out around the same time. And Imaginary at that point had Dan Heng, Yukong, and Welt. Oh, and Luocha. Sorry, how could I forget? And Luocha. But yeah, so that was all Imaginary had as well. So Imaginary was cooked. So Imaginary was very cooked. I don't know. Lynx is like the main one that bothers me. I feel like there's no other character that really stands out as like, yeah, they shouldn't be this element. Let me take a look, actually. Fire. Everybody who's fire, I feel like, really makes sense as fire. Like, it definitely adds up. Physical... I have no major... Yeah, no, there's no major complaints. Most of these people make sense as physical. Like, I'm not... Yeah, I'm not killing anybody on that one. Lynx came out in 1.3 phase on September 20. Jesus Christ. Yeesh. So it's really been... It's been over a year? Lynx has been out for a year. Okay, alright. Interest. She was phase 2 along with Fushuan. Yeah. I did know that she came out around the same time as Fushuan, which is good. But it's like, man, that... Oh my god, that was so long ago now. My goodness. God. Am I old? No, surely it is the children that are wrong. I don't know what phase. I just looked it up. It said phase 1.3 phase not update. Yes, you are. Okay, guys. It's a bit rude, actually. It's a bit messed up. You sound like a 90-old man. Alright, well, that's a bit fucked up. This would be year 2 for Star Rail. That's wild, honestly. Doesn't feel like it's been that long. But then again, what do I know? I started playing like a good bit after the game had actually come out. Yes, he does. Alright, fuck y'all. Let's get you back to bed. I can't go to bed. I have to make a tier list first, unfortunately. Alright. I think we've gotten most of the flow over from the Discord, so I think I'm good to start now. Alright, so just to reiterate, we're trying something new today. I want to do something that I feel like will transfer really well to short form content, but I want to make a traditional video out of it as well. So today we're going to be taking every character for certain elements, and we're going to be ranking them by how useful I think they are in a vacuum. Thank you for the follow. But yeah, so I'm going to be ranking them basically on how useful I think they are for every element, and that's about it. So we're going to probably do that with at least 3 of these elements today. I don't think these ideas are going to take that long, but also, again, we're really playing this by ear because this is something I've literally never done. Okay, Arlen is not going anywhere near the top of these lists. Do them all, you coward. My brother in Christ, I have to play Overwatch later. I don't know what to tell you. If I don't finish, I don't finish. Alright. So, first off, we are going to start with ranking the wind characters. So, there is 7 of them currently in the game. I've already had my whole rant about Bronya. I don't understand why she's a wind character, but hey. Oh well, I guess. So, we're going to start with Dan Heng. Yeah. Dan Heng kind of sucks. The problem with Dan Heng mainly is the fact that he just does not. Dan Heng just does not provide enough of anything that you would traditionally need. And I do love that I'm saying this after I just saw a dude zero cycle with base Dan Heng and then Imbibitor Lune on different teams. One person is not changing the fact that Dan Heng is exceedingly mid. It's also the fact that one of his main things is that he's going to apply a slow, which also is just not great. Like, once again, getting E6 is always helpful, but I really don't think any of his Eidolons really add anything that impactful as well. I don't know if I want to rank him at the bottom of the list. I'm trying to, because I can always switch this later. Yeah, no, honestly, yeah, Don Hung is going straight to 7. Don Hung is not gonna go. Don Hung is not that good. There's really no reason to use him. Especially if you have a blade, or if you're running, because to be fair, the only team comp he's really gonna work in is a crit comp. So the traditional damage comp. And there are just so much better options. I can't see any scenario where he's gonna be that helpful, unfortunately. So next up is Sampo. And yeah, I'm gonna be honest, we are ranking Sampo at 6. He's not bad. Like, he's not awful. But also, there is literally a better Wind Nihility. So if you have Black Swan, why would you, what is the purpose of using Sampo? I gotta be honest. If you don't have Black Swan, he's honestly not bad. He does pretty good. But Black Swan is just a superior character in every sense. So I'm just like, okay. You're better than Don Hung, at least. You get your usefulness by being better than Don Hung. Great job, Sampo. Alright. Next up is Bronya. Okay. So I think I'm gonna rank Bronya at 4. Bronya is really good. My one 3 or 2 or 4. Okay, I'm so sorry. So my thing with Bronya is the fact that Bronya is really good. She is very, very unfriendly to skill points, but that's fine. She provides an amazing buff. She gets you back into the action, crit damage buff, blah, 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 great ultimate. She's good. The one thing is that in my opinion, there are 3 characters that are just objectively better. That are just objectively better by a healthy bit. Bronya enables a lot of good team comps, and I'm not going to take that away from her. But also, in my opinion, I do just think that some of the other characters are just going to be more impactful. Or it's the fact that they are also the building blocks of their team, while also having either a more universally helpful kit, or just being a bit better at their specific job. Are we going to be considering Chicken Wing Man or your wife? No, because we have leaks, but we don't actually have them in the game. Not to mention, they aren't on this tier list currently. So they're not on the tier list, so I can't actually place them. Okay, by the way, interestingly enough, Ling Sha is not on this tier list the last time I checked. Did they update it? No, they didn't. Okay, so that sucks. So Ling Sha is still not on this list. Meow. Okay, hi, Oliver. Yeah, okay, that's the interesting thing. Rappa is on the tier list, but Ling Sha is not. Yes, they have Rappa on the tier list, but no Ling Sha, and I have no idea why. That's so weird. Wow, but Rappa's the more relevant character, obviously. If I ever have to see Rappa again after this quest, I'm gonna be salty. I can't do it anymore, man. I'm not built like this no more. Rappa had me in pain the last stream. I can't wait till her deep and sad backstory, and then I feel bad for making fun of her, but hey, I'm not there yet. Hi, Shy. I'm currently ranking wind characters. We're getting very off topic, but hey, that's the vibes. Oh, I'm dying. Okay, so yeah, I think Bronya is gonna sit at 4 for now. So I feel like almost everyone can agree what the top 4 of Wind is, so we're gonna skip to Blade. Blade is at 5. Blade isn't bad, and he was the best wind damage dealer for a very long time because he was basically the only good wind damage dealer. The thing is, though, is that as a fight, like, I will dispatch you in 8 cycles. That's crazy. As a solo DPS, Blade does not really stack up to not Blade from the Discord messaging me, "You're really ranking me at 5. That's crazy." But but Blade just does not hold up as much in current day. And I feel you're going to see that if we do another one of these, you're going to see that this is kind of how my mentality is that I'm not going to rank Zila very highly because I don't think Zila is that good nowadays. Zila and Blade and like Jing Yuan, those characters who were very early on just simply do not hold up anymore with the new characters that we are getting, like Fei Xiao, Acheron, Firefly. These are all incredibly powerful characters, and then you put them next to Zila or Blade, and it just does not stack up. Yeah, Yeah, it is 100% a case of just pure power creep. That's life, and unfortunately, Blade is a suspect to it because we got Jing Liu, who, to be fair, Blade and Jing Liu pair together perfectly. My problem is that once again means that Blade is not the primary DPS, so now we get to Blade being a sub DPS, but also that team of Jing Liu Blade is also still not even, like, that incredible. Like, that team is good, you can make it really good, but it's not amazing, and that's the problem we run into with Blade. He's good, he's pretty fun, and he has a very nice mechanic. It's pretty interesting to use, but yeah, he's not as good as I think the characters above him. So now we run into the problem with the big 3 of Wind. So I do think absolutely the 3 best Wind characters are Fei Xiao, Black Swan, and Hua Hua. I think right now in this moment, I'm probably going to say that Black Swan is 3rd. Black Swan has really good utility, and obviously she's primarily used in the Nihility comps with either Kafka or Acheron. But that's still really good because she is a pivotal part of very, very good team comps. But DOT just not being as powerful as it used to be, like the Kafka Black Swan, Ron May team or whatever, that has been doing well, but it's no longer the dominant force because of all the new characters that have been added, especially with Break and Follow-Up becoming the more popular form of team and the better form of team currently. DOT is just kind of dropping off a little bit. I think Black Swan is still an incredible character, and if you want any good DOT team, I think she is absolutely essential. But yeah, I think the other 2 characters are just a bit better. So now we get to 2 and 1. I think this kind of comes down to what you value more. Because the thing is, though, is that when you look at like one of the ranking sites like Predwin or whatever, Predwin has Hua Hua as, I believe, the best character for all 3 game modes, like a tier 0 character for all 3 game modes. We aren't considering light cone into the equation, right? Probably not, because light cones, it's amazing how drastically light cones can change character performance. I feel like it's better to just look at the character as an individual and then assuming you can put just the best available on them, like the best available free light cone in the game. Because definitely, like, Acheron Light Cone or something like that, or Fei Xiao Light Cone is so good. It's so good. So those ones are a bit hard. I feel like it's really hard to factor those in. I think, like, I'm gonna swipe over here just to like kind of show what I'm talking about. Is that so? Look at Huahua. So we have tier 0 sustain for Memory of Chaos, tier 0.5 sustain for Pure Fiction, and then tier 0.5 for Apocalyptic Shadow. So obviously, really, really good across the board. And then we look at Fei Xiao, who is tier 0 in Apocalyptic Shadow and Memory of Chaos, and then a bit worse in Pure Fiction, but also solo target in Pure Fiction. Like, you're just, like, if you're using a single target in Pure Fiction, that's kind of on you. And even then, I've used her in Pure Fiction. She's actually not that bad, even. But the point stands is that Pure Fiction is made for different types of characters, so it'd be like that. It's a bit hard just because Huahua is probably more universally helpful, because I think having a good sustain is always going to be extremely important to your team comp if you already have your solid DPS. Because at a certain point, having a great DPS, but then just bad sustain can be really annoying, considering sustains, if you have older sustain characters, all they do is heal, and that's worthless. That's literally useless. Whereas Huahua gives energy regen and an attack buff, and she will keep your characters alive, which is exactly what you need. It's difficult. I'm kind of leaning Huahua at 1, because I think the biggest thing is that Fei Xiao is purely a follow-up character. Whereas Huahua can be used with other types of teams. Like, her most prevalent one was one of the it was like a DOT team a while back. And then she kind of just gets used everywhere now. She's kind of like what Fu Xuan used to be, is just if you have Huahua, just plug and play. Will work in any team comp except for like an Acheron team comp or a Fei Xiao team comp, because you can't recharge their energy. But other than that, any sort of crit damage team you're running, DOT, or even other freaking follow-up teams, you can run Huahua with absolutely no regrets, and it'll work out for you. So, while I do think Fei Xiao is an amazing damage dealer, the one thing is that there are other alternatives to her in the game, with characters like Ratio, like Topaz. Even then, you can also run like Moz and March. You have quite a few options. And yeah, I just think we're going to see this a lot. I really value the good sustains just because of how universally plug and play they are. That's kind of the most important thing to me. Yeah, that's about it. So, our final list we're going to end with here is Dan Heng at 7, Sampo at 6, Blade at 5, Bronya at 4, Black Swan at 3, Fei Xiao at 2, and Huahua at 1. I think that's pretty solid. Like, I don't really have, I imagine that some people are probably, like, they would probably pick Fei Xiao over Huahua, and I completely understand that. I think the first two slots are completely interchangeable, and I think Black Swan is a very, very solid third. I can see the argument for Bronya, but I do think Black Swan is just a bit Probably a little bit better. I think that's my opinion. But we all get links. You are not wrong. Just put Wawa on Feixiao in 1 and call it a day. I can't. I need to try and be I need to try and rank it. I need to make the entire list for the YouTube clickbait. You don't understand. Oh god, I'm getting yelled at in DMs. Hold on. Damn, Blade left HSR. He must be becoming a Nikkei agent. Also, Sparkle is a bit like better Bronya, while there's no similar one for Black Swan. Yeah, that's the thing. Black Swan's alternative is freaking Sampo, and that's really not great, is it? I still might use my links, but I accidentally got her to E6 pulling on Huohuo original banner. Okay, yeah, so whenever we get to links, I am going to talk about links a good bit. I really like links as a free-to-play sustain option. I think links is really good, actually. Like, if you have no other options, very solid. Like, it's not going to hurt you to use links, in my opinion. God, let me finish this text. There we go. Alright. So now we're going to reset this real quick. Oh, it erased my numbers. Oh, you suck. It's... Hi, Pipes. Go away, you don't play the game. Is so funny. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not 4. 5. My only built sustains are Japard, Lynx, and Huohuo. Honestly, not bad. Can't wait to get to physical to talk about my E39 Luca. That is fair. Oh no. There we go. Wish there was a way to just... That's annoying. Alright, whatever. 6. Add a row below. Add a row below, add a row below, add a row below. Okay. Up. What the? Alright, fine. We'll just do this the hard way. You suck, you stupid website. Alright, change this to 9. And then change this to 10. I'm very annoyed that I did not hit the button, apparently. Oh well. Loving the chlorine. Oh no. Imagine not having the tier list all made up to begin with. You know, honestly, there is merit to that plan, but also I don't, yeah, you know, I think I'm good on that, actually. My Google already be struggling enough because they be stealing my frickin' RAM. Oh my god, Blade really did put in general that he's going back to Nikkei. That's so funny. What do you mean March has longer legs? What? Okay. Alright. What do you guys want to do next? So we just knocked out Wind, which was the shortest. And we aren't doing Fire until the last one. Because Fire has an extra slot and I don't feel like it. So, Ice, Lightning, Quantum, Imaginary, or Physical. Oh, you coward. We'll get to them! I'm just trying to see which one we want to do next. As in, she'll be relevant for longer going into 3.0 or 4.0. Then Harmony Trailblazer? Oh, that's crazy. I think, to be fair, we should probably get this straight. It's a miracle that a 4-star, like, March, is even relevant. It is genuinely a miracle that a 4-star Hunt character is relevant. Let's get that straight. But also, it's hard to imagine Harmony MC never, like, not being as useful in the future, just because he literally enables an entirely new team. I think we're going to get a lot less break-based stuff going past 2.8. Okay, now you see, that I agree with. I do fully agree with that. I hope that they kind of bring back the usefulness of DOT. That's kind of what I'm hoping. But the thing is, though, is that I really cannot imagine that somebody who enables an entirely new team all by themselves is going to be that useless going forward. Break might fall off a little bit, but I think just because of the insane buff that he provides, I don't think it's going to be too possible for him to fall off entirely. Because they've already shown that they like making break units. Like, not Hanya. Zhuyi was kind of the test. And now they already introduced Boot Hill. They gave us Firefly. And now they're giving us the new Ting uniform, which is going to enhance break as well. It's hard to imagine that they're not going to keep up at least one break character every once in a while to kind of reinvigorate it. That's kind of what I'm on. I'm really hoping we get something for Windon Hung like we got for March. That's good. But yeah, even Lingsha and Rappa, who are both also break-centered. That's a good point. I forgot. I literally forgot. Yeah, I can't imagine those, like, fading away. Also, Pipes yelled imaginary, so I guess we'll do imaginary. Just as delusional as her. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so there's 9. Alright, let me go collect all the stupid idiots. Luocha. Okay, I can hit the very bottom here. Welt. Trying to find the rest of the imaginary. Danhung. Yukong. Aventurine. Oh yeah, we need Trailblazer. Hold on. Trailblazer. March. Rappa. Ratio. Am I missing someone? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, I'm not. Okay, cool. Boop. 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 And boop. I just wanted imaginary because whenever it comes up, me being delusional comes up and I think it's funny. Yeah, I'm not surprised in the slightest. I love being a bare basic player who barely knows all of these nuances and terms. You need to understand, I barely know what I'm talking about. And I've been doing this for over a year. That's sad for me. It's fine. It's fine. You learn to just go with the pain. Okay, so now I'm going to do another pseudo intro for this, because again, I want to try and break these up, so. Alright, so now we are going to be ranking every imaginary character in the game. And coming in at a brutal 9th place, we have Yukong. Nobody tell Cilantro in the Discord. I want to live. Now, if we bring up Yu-Gi-Oh, then that's a whole other story. Okay, fair. You know what? I would be willing to make a Yu-Gi-Oh tier list. I miss Yu-Gi-Oh. Alright, anyway. So, the one problem is with Yukong specifically. Her moveset sucks. It is almost impossible to make proper utilization of without extreme speed tuning, which is not something I understand at all. She doesn't provide any sort of crit buffs. It's all base attack. And also, no. She does provide a crit buff on the circumstance that her ult is active, or that she uses her ult when she has her skill active. That sucks. And her only relevant team is with Dan Hung and Bybiter Lune. who, guess what, is falling off L plus ratio. So Yukong just has no place in the meta currently. It's unfortunate because I love Yukong a lot. But yeah, I just cannot see a world where she is going to be that helpful in any scenario going forward when almost every other Harmony is just substantially stronger. Like, you cannot look at Yukong and then look at what Sparkle does for a crit damage character and tell me it is in the same ballpark at all. Like, it doesn't exist. That's not real. So, yeah, Yukong's at last. Alright. At 8th place, honestly, this is when it gets hard. Oh, I don't want to do it. I really don't want to do it. Oh. Alright, this one hurts my soul, but at 8th place we have Welt. It's upsetting. The problem with Welt is he is, unfortunately, he's not even a jack of all trades, but he is indeed a master of none. He has really no place in any specific team comp. He is technically a fine damage dealer. He can work with Nihility teams. He works as a sustain because of his slow. He has niche uses, and he's not awful, but he is just so outclassed by everyone else because of his lack of an identity that there's nothing else you can do, sadly. Sorry, Welt. Alright. So next up, after Welt, honestly, I think the choice is pretty simple. So at 7, we're going to do Luocha. Luocha is... Luocha's good in a vacuum. The only reason that I don't put Luocha any lower is just because if you want somebody to keep you alive, Luocha will do that. Luocha will always keep you alive. He has a cleanse. He doesn't need skill points to heal. Luocha will keep you alive. The problem is, that is all he can do. Every other character above him can do something more. Not to mention, there is another sustain who is literally just better. So, Luocha kinda just has to land at 7. Okay. You know what's crazy? I want everybody to take this in real quick. All 6 of these characters are actually pretty good. Being 6 on the imaginary list is not an insult at all. Like, all of these characters are just pretty good, in my opinion. Okay. So now, do I want to be sacrilegious, or... Because, guys, I'm gonna be honest, I'm really considering putting Dan Hung Il at 6. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really considering Dan Hung Il at 6. So, here's the thing, is that Dan Hung Il is really... He is still really good. He is still really good. He can still clear endgame content really well. And whenever Sparkle was added to the game, Sparkle is the most perfect partner they ever could have made for Dan Hung Il. Sparkle is the perfect partner for him. I think it's just the fact that follow-up attacks are so strong right now. Follow-up attacks are so strong right now. And unfortunately, Dan Hung Il does not really have the leeway to be played as a sub DPS. he really does not have the ability to be played as a sub DPS, whereas March 7th can run really well as a sub DPS. She can't run as a main DPS, so I can see the value there. But if you have a good follow-up attacker with March as your sub DPS, I feel like that is going to be kind of more valuable than Dan Heng running as your main DPS. I have to be honest. Because he almost exclusively runs in hyper carry comps as well. I think okay, I really, really like March 7th, but I think I'm letting my own bias take it hold a bit. Okay, I will put March at 6. Unfortunately, Dan Heng is at 5. Dan Heng's not getting any higher. That is where Dan Heng kind of has to die right now. I'm sorry. So, once again, the top 3 of Imaginary is so easy. So, right now, I am... okay, me personally, I'm not really that high on Rappa, but Break is really powerful right now, and she has, like, a pretty interesting moveset. So, I'm just gonna give her 4. I don't have any strong opinions, because I haven't really seen that much of the character, but we're gonna leave it there. Rappa gets to be 4th. What? No, Ratio is next. Really? I think Ratio's really good. Rappa outclasses Firefly. Is that how good she is? I have not seen. All right. But also, Ratio is Ratio teams are constantly clearing MOC, like, super high. Ratio teams are constantly clearing MOC really high. Oh. Alright, hold on. Now, this is the part where I'm gonna go consult a reference. Hold on. I want to see what the general opinion is. Where's Rappa? Okay. T1, T0, T0.5. That's fair. So then, because Ratio sucks in Pure Fiction, 0.5, 0.5. That's fair. Oop. Okay. Also, I would like to say this. Because of the fact that Firefly can fire implant, genuinely, there are so few break characters that I feel like can ever stand up to Firefly because of the fact that she can implant a weakness. Like, because of that, Firefly will always be kind of the break queen, in my opinion. That is my one thought I would like to share. Okay. I will make a bargain with everybody. I will move Rappa up to 3. Because once again, the imaginary characters are busted. Being 4 is not an insult. Because Ratio is really good. Ratio is really, really good. Like, you can run him as your primary DPS, and you can run him with March, you can run him with Topaz, you can run him with Moz, you can run him, like, you want Robin most typically. But you can still run him with other characters because he is, in his optimal builds, a crit damage reliant character. And he can work well with Ling Sha, he works well with Venturine, he's going to pair well with Fu Xuan. He can actually benefit from Hua Hua. Like, he is a universal character that can pair really well with most of the cast if they are even remotely if they're even remotely follow-up. If they are remotely follow-up or if they are remotely crit-based, he can pair well with anybody. So, Ratio is like, honestly, it's a miracle that everybody got him for free, because he's incredible. Like, the fact that a free character ended up being this good is just amazing for all the people playing at that point. So, we're going to run Ratio at 4, just because I like him a lot. He has, well, not as a character, but I like him a lot in the game. He can be very flexible with a lot of different characters, which is very good. We're going to run Rappa at 3. Break is really powerful. She's a very good break character, good in all 3 game modes, so we're going to leave it there. She gets the nod. And, yeah, okay, yeah. So, we're putting Harmony MC at 2. Harmony MC is incredible. He weaponizes multiple of the best characters in the game, and he has literally created a new type of team all by himself, or a new superior type of team all by himself. So that's amazing. Anyway, Aventurine is the best sustain in the game. He's going at 1, and I don't want to hear it otherwise. He has an ult that increases ultimate damage taken. He can crit constantly just by being a tank. He literally just has to sit there and tank hits, and he gets so much damage on the enemy. And he pairs well with every powerful character in the game, basically. 1-800-GAMBLER is on top. He is unbelievable. Like, I think having a good DPS is the most important part of this game. But genuinely, there is such an argument to say that Aventurine is the best character in the game, just because of how universally helpful he is. He is so good, so helpful. Like, there is nothing you can't run him with. There is a good argument for him to be the best character in the game, in my opinion. I would just like to share that. Anyway. Yeah, that's pretty good. Alright. So, once again, in order, we have Yukong at 9th, Welt at 8th, Luocha at 7th, March at 6, Danheng AL at 5, Ratio at 4, Rappa at 3, Harmony MC at 2, and Aventurine at 1. Jesus. That was a lot of yapping. That was a lot of yapping. It's crazy that Imaginary is this good. Their worst character, Imaginary's worst character in their top 6 is a character that is completely free and gets consistent use on top teams. That's incredible. That is genuinely, ooh. This is probably, this has to be probably the best top 6 we're gonna see. That has to be. Alright. I've learned my lesson. I'm just gonna pull these all back down, because I don't want to have to repair everything again. Get down here, Aventurine. Okay. I say it's top 7, but whatever. Alright, top 7 also works, but I do think Luocha is a little outclassed, but I'm not gonna... I was about to say, I'm not gonna kill you over that. That's perfectly fine. Luocha is great. Alright, what do we want to do next? Alright, physical. Yeah, okay. I'll run physical. Alright, yeah, so an ad is about to play, so I'm just gonna run the ad early so I can set this up. Don't mind me. Gonna get going. Alright. Who am I looking for? I need to get physical. So, Boot Hill. We need Main character, Natasha. Du Shong. Ooh, Clara. Doopidoo, Luca. Anya. Argenti. I already grabbed Boot Hill. Yoon Lee. I think that's it. Robin. I'm missing Robin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. That should be good. Characters. Physical. 5. Yep, okay, cool. Thank you very much for subscribing, Sparta. Appreciate it. Alright, so we've got all the physical characters now, so for all you Boot Hill fans out there, I've got great news for you. He is going to be placed very highly. Let me get them all up here. Okay. I got tired of the ads. I've only run one ad on my own accord. I'm so sorry. Okay. So, we now have all the physical characters. And yeah. This one is gonna take a hot minute, dude. Jesus Christ. Also, hold on. I have to respond to something. There we go. Danny DeVito was sponsoring Jersey Mile for Maya. I'm so glad to hear. Piper, no, look out! The ads! Okay. Alright. Dude, at this point, I just want to reuse the same intros, but no. It's gotta be a proper YouTube, whatever. Alright, so. Alright. Now we are going to rank every single physical character in Star Rail. Alright, so we have some. I think we can all agree physical kinda sucks. Physical is not great. There are a few good characters in physical, and then a lot of mediocrity, and some painfully bad. So to start off the painfully bad, I'm currently torn between. It is probably the Trailblazer, Su Shong, Luca, and Natasha at the bottom of the list. I think Luca has probably a bit more utility, and it makes me upset to have to put the Trailblazer at 10, but yeah, at 10, we are going to be putting the Trailblazer. He just is underpowered. And the problem is, he gains his buffs by breaking characters, and it's an attack buff only. That's not very good. He's really just severely underpowered. Like, he's severely underpowered. I like that he can hit multiple targets. I like that his ult can be used to either hit multiple or hit one, and it gets different damage. It's a unique mechanic. It's fun. Nothing he does is really going to be better than any other DPS you can get. Oh, my talent heals my teammates. Am I getting that wrong? I might be getting that wrong. Hold on. Let's see. No. Each time after this character inflicts weakness break on an enemy, attack increases by 20. Which, again, is really not that helpful. Oh, technique. That's very different. That is very different. Yeah, the overall technique is, like, fine. It's not really a factor when I make this list because it's literally just a heal. He snaps his fingers and then everybody's happy. It's like, it's helpful, but it doesn't really do much. Yeah, so, alright, so we have Trailblazer at 10, unfortunately. At number 9, Okay, so again, it's either Natasha, Sushong, or Luca. They are all unbelievably mediocre. Hanya isn't really better than them, but I think Hanya is slightly more helpful. I think my problem right now is that Sushong kinda has a bit more utility because of Apocalyptic Shadow, where Break is very, very powerful. That is my one problem. Because Luca, as a DOT character, is not great. Also, because I'm putting this on YouTube, yes, commenters, I know that Luca can apply a DOT with his skill now. I never played the character beforehand. Fuck off. Alright, anyway. But, yeah, I think it's kind of unfortunate, but I think I am gonna put Luca at 9. Luca is just, if you are playing a DOT team, you should be using any other DOT other than him. Almost all of them are going to be more helpful, and he just doesn't have nearly as much as other characters to really make him a benefit compared to just running a Gwenaifen, running a Sampo, or if you have better characters, running a Black Swan, running Kafka, Acheron, all those characters. So, just a bit unfortunate for him. At number 8, we are probably gonna put... Now, you see, once again, I'm torn between Sushong and Natasha, because Natasha, I don't think, is a really helpful character in any regard, but she has Cleanse, which is really nice. Yeah, never mind. There's literally no merit. Alright, so at number 8, we are going to be putting Natasha. She just kinda sucks. She has very little utility at high level. She does no damage at all. Anybody who was stuck with this character as your only healer for the entire game, I'm so sorry. The fact that she has a Cleanse, extremely helpful, extremely nice. She doesn't really offer much besides that. There's really no reason to be using her. The only reason she's gonna be over Luca and the Trailblazer is because sustain is kind of more important than horrible damage dealers. At number 7, we are definitely putting Sushong. Sushong is fine. She doesn't really offer a lot, but she has good usability in at least one game mode, which is something that I feel like a lot of the other lower tier characters cannot say. So for that reason alone, she is basically gonna be at number 7. She has a bit of she has unique parts to her. But again, nothing really stands out above the rest. There's a reason you don't really see a lot of Sushong teams going around. She's very niche. She doesn't really add a lot to any specific team that she's on. It's unfortunate, but hey, that's life. There are always worse characters. There are always worse characters than Sushong. Remember that. That's a life lesson. Okay. So this is the point of the list where we actually get into halfway decent characters, and I'm very excited about that. Problem is, my knowledge of physical is really not the best, so we're going to see what we can do here. My personal opinion is that, without any shadow of a doubt, Anya is going to be number 6. Anya is an interesting character. I feel like she had a lot of intrigue when she was coming out. She has a unique way of kind of being a harmony unit, giving a attack buff, but also she will restore your skill points, which was very helpful before characters like Sparkle came out. She is a very particular niche, but also I praised her a lot in one of the recent videos I made of making lineups for every single planet. Because the fact that she can increase your attack, get you skill points, and I think she helps with speed as well. And especially the fact that her debuff only goes on one character, which means that it works perfectly for follow-up attack teams, is honestly really good when you think about it. And in practice, it should work really well. So, just for that reason, because I feel like she is genuinely just a very underrated character, we are going to give her 6 on the list. Alt up speed and attack. Yes, okay, that is what I thought. Alright, so number 5 is where things kind of get hard. So, okay, so I'm gonna say this out. I'm gonna say this like right now, so we can kind of start thinking about it. Boothill and Robin are the very top of this list. Like, I feel like we all know that. So now it's either Clara, Argenti, or Yoon Lee. The problem with Clara and Yoon Lee is that Yoon Lee is literally just better Clara. So that's not great. I'm not sure how I feel about Argenti. Argenti versus Clara is interesting because Argenti is really, really good for pure fiction. But then I feel like Clara is just objectively more helpful in both the other game modes. And Clara is still not bad in pure fiction. She's not going to be your preferred character, but she's not bad either. So my biggest thing is like, okay, do we want to do Clara at 5? Because Argenti kind of has a significant edge on her in that one game mode and he's not horrible in the other two? Or do we give to Clara for being a bit more well-rounded? That's where I'm kind of at. I want to go look at this list again, because I don't think it's a substantial difference between them. So, like, Argenti is T3, T0, T1.5, and Clara is T1, T1, T2. Yeah. Just because I think the counters are working, they work very similarly to follow-up attack teams, and just because of how good follow-up is, and how much you can get out of it, me personally, I think Argenti's gonna be 5. Argenti is not bad. He works really, really well in pure fiction, and he's fine in the other game modes. But he is still just a bit weaker, I feel like, to many other characters. Because erudition has historically not been great. And he wasn't really the first to break that mold. Like, there were still a few more characters that came out before. There were still a few more characters that came out after Argenti that are just already better than him still. It's just... If Clara doesn't get hit, she is worse than Argenti. I will give you that. Like, if Clara doesn't get hit, but it's the same thing with Yoon Lee as well. And the thing is, though, is that you can make it so that you are going to get hit. Clara is a character who has literally survived power creep for so long because she has gotten really solid teammates like Topaz, like Robin. Like, you can even pair her with March. Hell, you can pair her with Yoon Lee for all I care. Because there are going to be a lot of times where enemies will attack you, and it will be a attack that hits multiple characters. I don't think Clara is really going to fall off that horribly in any point going forward. So, yeah, I'm gonna probably stay firm on this one. I think Argenti is gonna chill at 5. I do think he is underrated because he's really pretty good, but I just feel like he just does not have the same absolute stomping power in a perfect scenario. Because in a perfect scenario where Clara is getting hit all the time, compared to Argenti's perfect scenario, which is he's going to get all of his attack cycles, he's going to get his big ult damage, I still feel like Clara is going to be superior. So then, shockingly, at number 4, we are going to have Clara. I don't think there's a huge difference between Argenti and Clara, and once again, Yoon Lee is better than both of them, but I do personally think that Clara is a bit better than Argenti. Not by much, but I really like the follow-up. I really like her playstyle, and I feel like her damage still works out really well. Because it's also the fact that with a character like Lynx, you can literally have Lynx heal Clara, and she will get that increased aggro, and you can still make that work even without Clara's perfect team. So I'm going to keep Clara at 4. So now, number 3, Yoon Lee. Yoon Lee is just objectively better Clara. She's going to do more damage because she's a newer character. She has better mechanics. She's stronger, blah, 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 blah. Yoon Lee is just really good. I hate her, but hey, great job, Yoon Lee. So now, we get to number 1 and number 2. I personally think this is, I'm going to be honest, this is really easy in my opinion. I think Boot Hill is the second best physical character, and I think Robin is the best physical character. Robin is once again a character that can plug and play with almost every single team comp and be helpful. She is so good in so many scenarios that it's not even funny. Boot Hill is incredible. Boot Hill is amazing. He does so much damage. If you build a good break team with reduced defense, like to reduce defense, you don't even need Harmony MC, or you can do that and Harmony MC, and he will just murder. He will be incredible. Boot Hill, very solid character. He works really well with Pela, who is a completely free character, which matters a lot in my opinion, is how well you compare with not always top tier teammates. So Boot Hill's incredible, but Robin is literally just the ultimate plug and play. She works with everything. She's incredibly good. Her buffs are insane, and she has action advance for the whole team. Like, there's no arguing. So, we're going to have Boot Hill at 2 and Robin at 1. Alright, recap the list one more time for the video. So, at the bottom of the list, at number 10, we have Physical Trailblazer, unfortunately. At 9, we have Luca. 8, Natasha. 7, Sushong. 6, Hanya. 5, Argenti. 4, Clara by the skin of her teeth. 3 is Yoon Lee. 2 is Boot Hill. And number 1, the Queen of Physical, Robin. Because Jesus Christ almighty, she's broken. Oh my god, that one was... Ugh. That was a lot of yapping. A lot of yapping. Up. Up. And one more. Okay. That one was rough. That's... Yeah, I was about to say, I did not really expect to get into, Chris, I think I'm rubbing off on you. What do you mean by that? Because you're yapping so much. Shut up. I was about to say, I really did not expect to get into a conversation about Clara versus Argenti, which in concept is hilarious because it just on paper imagining small child versus knight does not sound like an argument, but hey, Clara's got hands for a small child. Also, she has Svarog. You're starting to turn into a D1 yapper. Well, bro, this is why I don't do solo videos. I talk too much. You will cry at ice. Okay, all right, we're doing ice. We'll do ice. So March. I need Herda, Hayla. I need Jingliu. Where's the other ice characters? Japard, Misha, Ron May. I switched those names. Whoops. Is there only 7 ice characters? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm missing one. Oh, Yanqing! Don't worry, guys. I think I know who's gonna be bottom of the list. Don't you worry, guys. I think I know who's gonna be bottom of the list. He forgored the king. Yeah, that's one way to put it. Okay. Jesus Christ. Tired. It's starting to get a bit late, so this might be the last tier list we do, I think. I think we'll do the ice one, and then I think we'll wrap it up. Alright. So, we are now going to rank every single ice character in Honkai Star Rail. So, at number 8, we have... shit versus shit, quite frankly. There's not... Ice sucks. Ice is horrible. Ice is really, really bad. So, in my opinion, at number 8, we are going to still put Yanqing. Yanqing is a character with some of the worst design I think I've ever seen for a gacha game character. Hoyo, please fix him. Do anything to help him. My issue with Yanqing, besides the fact that he just doesn't have the same stomping power as other characters, is the fact that why is his buff not active more often? And why do you only have a chance to follow-up attack? Why is it not a fixed follow-up attack? That makes no sense. And it's also upsetting that most of his buff relates to ice damage specifically instead of just a traditional crit rate or crit damage. And his talent that he gets, the soul steal buff or whatever, the sync thing, it increases his crit rate a massive amount. But it doesn't increase his crit damage that much. It increases his crit rate more than his crit damage. That doesn't make sense. He needs the stomping power. He is a DPS. And then if he gets hit, it doesn't even matter. He loses the buff. That's stupid. How does that make any sense? That makes no sense in character design. Reminder, dodge, oh, great. Even better. Even better. That's awesome. That's so great. That's so great. Who did this? Who designed this? Who looked at this guy and just said, hey, you know what? I hate you and everything you stand for. Because that is what they've done to Yanqing. He makes no sense as a character. None of his moves work together that well. And even at his absolute best, he's not going to get hit. He gets to have his buff. Why? Why is the follow-up attack so worthless, and why does he gain so little off of the buff? I cannot fathom it. Sounds like a character Pipes would make. I would love to see Pipes design a character. I would actually love to see Pipes design a character. I feel like it would go so well. I'm fine. I'm calm. Alright. So yeah, Yanqing sucks. At number 7, I think... At number 7, this is going to go to either Misha or March. And I personally like March more. And my one problem is, on paper, Misha might be a bit better because newer characters are simply given more stuff to work with because they are new. But if you are using Misha as a primary or sub DPS, you are broke. You are broke mentally and monetarily. There is no reason to use Misha. There's also no reason to use Yanqing. The only thing that's gonna put Misha higher is because of how horribly they have designed Yanqing. Misha has a concept with the ice damage and sticks to it. That is the best I can say. At number 7, we have Misha. He sucks, doesn't do anything, but hey, he's still better than Yanqing. God! She would just make it Dan Heng 3. You are 100% correct, but I would take a third Dan Heng because that would be so funny. That would be hilarious. Yeah, okay. I was not going to talk about his Eidolons. Yanqing's E4 being effect res makes me want to shoot myself, genuinely. Like, that is one of the worst. Looking at Yanqing's Eidolons is genuinely akin to torture. I would take the electric chair over Yanqing's Eidolons. Okay, so anyway, back to the list. Alright, so at number 6, we are going to put March. She's not incredible in any aspect, and the greatest part about March is the fact that she can magical girl transform into a better character. And that is based. March is really just... The reason she is going to be higher is entirely on the fact that I think sustain matters a lot, because there are so many good DPS options. And while she's not good, her shield is at least very, very strong. She has a very, very strong shield. She can cleanse debuffs, which is very helpful. And she does have a follow-up attack in the form of her counter. It is not great in any aspect. She's very weak in every aspect that she puts up. However, there are characters who are worse. And that is, once again, why she's higher on the list. It's really just as simple as, you have worse options. And that is sad. Anyway, guys, you're about to get another ad. So, actually, I can snooze this one. Hold on. I snoozed it for 5 minutes. Alright, so at number 5, Okay. So what I want to talk about with number 5 is that, once again, I think top 3 is very easy. My problem is that for number 5, Gepard is objectively just a better preservation unit than March. The thing is, though, is that Herta sucks. Herta is not good in 2 game modes. But she is the god of pure fiction. How do you balance that? There is not an easy way to balance that. I think... Okay. So, at number 5, I am going to put Gepard. Gepard is going to be at number 5 just because there are many better sustain options in the game. He has a nice mechanic in the fact that he can inflict freeze with his skill, which is very nice to have another debuff. I don't like that his shields are linked to his ultimate. He doesn't really do good damage. It's all about his defense and that very, very specific skill. It's not great, but also he is better than March. And that's all you need to be higher. I have actually seen a Gepard user. They are out there. Gepard does exist. Gepard is in the world. God bless. God bless America. Alright. So, at number 4, we are going to use Herta. Herta is this high not because she is a good character, but it is because to have such unrivaled domination over an entire game mode is significantly more valuable than being mediocre in everything else. That is why Herta is getting up this high. Herta is, like, follow-up attacks with her and Himiko in Pure Fiction is just so unbelievably busted. It's so powerful. It works out so well. Not to mention, you can fully complete Herta just by playing the game. You can get every Eidolon you need for Herta by existing. That means a lot compared to a 5-star that you need to try and get. And when it means that this free character is going to be the best of a game mode, that instantly gives you a bit more recognition. Like, that automatically makes you a bit better. It makes you more valuable to the team and to the game. I forgot to actually put her in there. My bad. Alright, guys, so I've said this a lot today. The top 3 is really easy. At number 3, we are going to have Pela. Not the most amazing character. However, she has Defense Shred, which is so helpful for many, many teams. And 4-star, which means it is easier to get her, and it is easier to max out her Eidolons to get a complete Pela than it is to get some other 5-star supports. I would argue that Pela is better than Jingliu. I don't completely disagree. I think there is genuine merit to that, because Jingliu is very, like, she is not amazing in the current meta that has been dominated by the follow-up attack and break. But also, this is one of those times where there are other defense shred options in the game. They're both 5-stars, which does suck. They're both 5-stars, but there are other options to kind of supplement what Pela does. Whereas there is not a single other good ice DPS in the game. And Jingliu is a multi-target DPS, which is relatively a dying breed now. This is a case where I think because it is going to be just... You can replace both of these characters, but I think just because the way Jingliu works is a bit more unique, and she can work well with a lot of characters, Pela included, I want to kind of give it to Jingliu. So, I don't have rock solid reasoning, but for me personally, I do think I'm gonna slide it to Jingliu a bit. Pela can fit on any break team or hyper carry team. No, I'm aware. And I'm pretty sure I did say that she is a very much another plug and play character. Again, I do also think that Jingliu does benefit from specific team comps, but I also do think that Jingliu she can work with a lot of different types of team comps. And once again, Pela has replacements as well. I don't think either of them are irreplaceable. And yeah, Jingliu might be a little worse as a damage dealer compared to a lot of the top dogs right now. But she's still a good damage dealer. Like, she's still a relatively high-tier damage dealer. And that still means a lot, in my opinion. I definitely see where Pela would be, like, as high. And if I was doing this where I didn't want to rank it exactly, I would probably put them in the exact same tier. Because I think they have just as, I think because of what Pela can do, she has just as much benefit as a high tier DPS character. But again, I'm trying to not be a complete cop out, so this is what we're gonna run for today. This is what we're gonna go with. So at number 2, we have Jing Liu. Very, very strong DPS. Like her mechanics a lot. She has a lot of usability with a lot of different types of team comps. Again, falling off recently, but I do still think that there are ways to make her work. And with the new kind of relic set that just came out, I heard it can help her out a lot. So I'm curious to see how that's going to affect things and to see if future characters are going to try kind of push her back up, or if I'm going to have to really fix this list in a year. Because this 2 versus 3 is already probably not going to be popular, and it's probably going to age like milk if Jing Liu does not get a support character soon. We're going to find out the fun way on that one. And then last but not least, at number 1, we have Ron May. Ron May is just like Robin, incredibly powerful, can work in any team comp that you want her to, and she's just so good. Her buffs are powerful. She can work with Harmony Trailblazer to also be a damage dealer. She can give you crit. She gives you speed. She can make sure that characters don't recover from break, which is valuable, to say the least. She's just incredible. There is no argument. She is the best ice character. If you can get Ron May, you get Ron May. It really is as simple as that. It is... Harmony is genuinely so powerful in this game. If you have a great Harmony character, you can basically make mediocre DPS work, because I think of how powerful Harmony can be. Like, they are the objective best path because of how much they can influence a team comp. Harmony is great, don't look at Yukong. Yep. Poor Yukong, she doesn't deserve this. Alright, to run through it. So, at number 8, we have Yanqing. Please God, somebody help him. Number 7, we have Misha. 6, March. 5, Japard. 4 is Herta. 3 is Pela. 2 is Jing Liu. I would put them in the same tier relatively. I do think they are belonging of the same tier, but again, have to order it. And last but not least, Ron May at the top, undisputed completely. Oh my god. Whew. Alright. And it is 8:44 for me. Yeah, okay. I think that is where we are going to call it, because that was a lot of talking. So what did we knock out? We knocked out physical, we knocked out ice, wind, and imaginary. Okay, that's not bad. So we have to do quantum, lightning, and fire next time. You know, honestly, that's not too bad. I am fine with that. Plus, this gives me a chance to see if this idea actually kind of works out, or if I still need to workshop it a bit, but I like how it turned out. And then probably when I get around to editing it, I'm sure I can enhance it quite a bit. Telling your favorite Twitch stream, he do be doing a whole lot of yapping. Alright, listen here. Listen here. Jesus Christ, but yeah, no. Again, honestly, pretty solid, I feel. Pretty solid. Yeah, I kind of like doing this live a bit more, just because now I can actually filter in some feedback from you guys. It's a lot more fun to actually see how you guys think compared to what I was already planning in my head, and see like what's changing between your opinions versus mine, because obviously my knowledge of the game is definitely flawed compared to a lot of other people, but you know, I like to try and put out some more like educational content from time to time, or at least content actually talking about the game rather than ranking hot characters, which I do love to do. But it is a bit fun to actually try and mix it up a little bit. Oh, okay. I'm tired. That was a lot. All right. So I am going to switch this screen real quick. We are going to do the Fu Hua and Sensi chilling, of course. And now is the fun part where I have to see if anybody I know is live. Of course not. Dang it. Is there seriously nobody I know live right now? Nope, not at all. Okay. Well, that sucks. Alright. I don't know. I need to find other Star Rail creators. Tips on how to make your HSR character better. You pull the 3 Musketeers of Harmony and instantly you get something done. You're not wrong, per se. I'm trying to see who I can... I'm gonna briefly open my stream on my computer, just so I can actually see who I'm trying to see if there's anybody I can actually raid. Mina is live right now. Not on my life. Not on my life. That is scary, dude. That is so scary. Let's see if there's anybody just like random out in the world. We're gonna find somebody, guys. We're gonna find somebody new, which I hate doing. I am an introvert. Oh, I found a Spanish streamer. That's kind of lit. That's kind of based, I'm not gonna lie. And what the? This person's music is kind of going hard. All right, yeah. All right. I think I found somebody. They seem fine. All right. Let me start getting the raid ready. Anyway, in the meantime, thank you guys all very much for coming to the stream today. Very much appreciated. Also, yeah, really appreciated the help because Jesus Christ Almighty was not always very sure about what I was talking about. Again, my biggest flaw is my lack of complete knowledge about the game. You know what we should do? We should go to 8-Bit Drummer. Okay, I do love 8-Bit Drummer. That is very fair. I do love 8-Bit Drummer. But I just found this dude in my recommended channels, so we are going to raid them. Ugh. God. Not a long stream, but a tiring stream. That was a lot. All right. Thank you guys again very much for coming, and yeah. We are probably going to do this again within the next week so I can get the rest of the footage I need, but we'll see. I do have one more idea planned for kind of like video I want to do on stream, but we're going to be a little while away from that, so it'll be a bit, but I hope it will work out. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.